Guys, welcome. Come on in. This is our weekly recap of the SWV and Xscape, the Queens of R&B reality show. Let's get our likes up. Let's get those notifications going out because YouTube has been having a little bit of an issue where it's not showing you guys that we're live. So share this with someone, let someone know, like the video. Let's get into it. But before we get into it, this video is a sponsored video from AG by Athletic Greens. This video is sponsored by AG1 by Athletic Greens. So if you've been following the channel, I've told you in 2023, my focus has been on my nutrition and my health overall. There's so many stories that we cover in entertainment news, especially with people with fame and celebrity. Even with all the money in the world or all the fame in the world, if you do not have your health, then you have nothing. So I've been trying out AG1, this nutritional drink, for the last couple of weeks. And so far, I've really noticed a boost in my energy, a boost in my mental focus. And as you know, with everything that we're handling, the amount of different stories that we are covering, focus is important. And energy is even more important when we have a 2-hour live. You know, I get hungry. Well, this gives me the energy to pull through until I'm able to have my next meal. And by the way, when you tap the link in the description or in the comment section, you will get a year's supply of immune supporting vitamin D3K2 and 5 travel packs free with your first purchase. And as you know, I love to travel. So for me, the fact that we have this option of a travel pack was perfection. But I know what you're thinking. Kempire, what does it taste like? Well, that was the most surprising thing to me. I was like, I don't know. And there's like this pineapple with a hint of vanilla flavoring to it. I wasn't sure. I had to ask them, like, what is in this? Because it actually has a good flavor. Is it my favorite flavor? I'm going to be honest with you. It's not my favorite flavor, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I could definitely... Okay, look. So some of the important things that I was looking for in using AG1 was really for energy. As you know, I've been getting more involved in Pilates, making sure I'm eating the right things. And with a lot of colds going around, I needed something that was going to support my immune health as well. Look, ain't nobody going to be taking care of me if I get sick. And a lot of you are going to be missing my content if I get sick. So I'm making sure that you guys are going to get your content because I'm taking care of my health. And one of the ways that I take care of my health is with this nutritional drink, AG1 by Athletic Greens. When you tap the link in the description of this video, you will get access to a 1-year supply of their immune supporting vitamin D3K2 and 5 travel packs free with your first purchase. You can't put a price tag on your health. I keep telling you guys that. Thank you to AG1 by Athletic Greens for supporting the channel and supporting our health, and hopefully it will be supporting your health as well.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow me, lady, just watch the shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Always, let me know where you guys are watching from. And if you're on YouTube, let people know because there's some issue going on with YouTube today in regards to live shows and it's showing people waiting and not watching. So let's make sure we get people in the know. So if you have a friend that watches the channel, let them know. Kempire's live. Remember, 2:30. Come on, you're late. Shout out to AG1 by Athletic Greens. Look, I've been trying this sucker out, y'all. And the other day I said to myself, why do I feel so It was like late at night, not late at night. It was like at the end of the day, and I had just had a thing. They're not paying me. This is just an additional to tell you guys. And I had a bottle of it, and I said, why do I have so much energy? And not like one of those, pre-workout kind of energy. It felt just natural. I just was like, okay, that's why y'all probably got more videos than you needed. Guys, if you missed it over the weekend, we had some breaking news in regards to Jonathan Majors. I mean, literally within 24 hours, the story played out. It's still going to continue to play out come May when he has to show up to court. But according to him, he has all of the information to prove his innocence. So be sure to check out that video if you missed it. I've posted it on YouTube, but there are also some short content on our TikTok. So shout out to everyone watching on TikTok as well. All right, but that's not what you're here for. You're here for us to talk about the Queens of R&B. That's our girls, SWV and Xscape. And I don't know about you. I'm sure this show has reminded you how much you love both groups, and you probably have been playing them off the charts on Spotify or on Apple Music. I was playing them this week. It's been a mix of SWV and Xscape, and then a little bit of Coco's debut album. I'm about to get into Candy's solo album as well. That to me. Okay, I'll do a separate video talking about that because we have so much to cover here, because I'm not going to do a separate video in regards to speak on it because I watched it beforehand and I was literally just watching it before this live so we could talk about everything that's being addressed in this video. Oh, also over the weekend, I had a couple of stories in regards to Latasha, Tamika, Latasha's grimy husband. Allegedly. So we had that over the weekend as well. So be sure to check out everything that you may have missed. Some of you told me that you were binging me this weekend. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I try. So we had a watch party last night watching this show together, and then we watched Speak On It together for the very first time. I never did that before. We did a Speak On It TikTok watch party. So we watched it together and reacted live. So I've watched it at least a couple of times at this point. And it was a long one, but dare I say it was probably Candy's best one? No, I mean, she's had some good ones, but this was a really good one. And let me just say this. The SWV and Xscape reality show is 10s across the board. It's so good. And according to Candy, there's so much that's left out. So I tweeted Bravo this morning. I never tweet them. I talk behind their backs. But I tweeted them and Mona Scott. I said, we need a Secrets Revealed episode, and we need a reunion. Am I asking for a lot? Well, according to Candy Speak On It, we should be getting a trailer for The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And you know Sunday nights on Bravo is not BET. Well, BET nights. Black nights. Come on. So what's going to happen after the season finale? We only have 2 more episodes. So what's going to happen to Black Knight? Look. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. How did New York go from being sunny this morning to now it's cloudy? Anyways, sorry. Sidebar. So we need a Secrets Revealed because there's so much that's left out. And conveniently, so Latasha can spin a narrative. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Mind you, I did an interview with Latasha. It was 12 years ago. And I saw no signs of Latasha being a problem. But again, at that point, they hadn't even made up. And I think, look, Candy can clear this up on her next Speak On It. Well, speak on it. I was talking with someone just the other day, and they didn't know anything about my past with Candy and things like that. And this person said to me, do you think the reason why, you and Candy have never done like an interview was because of your interview with Latasha? And I said, yes. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. I've reached out before years ago when I was reaching out for interviews. When I was doing Kempire Radio, I reached out for an interview. Don Juan, check your email from like 2000 or something. Not 19. So I said, maybe, because Candy could hold a grudge. look, she could. So I'm thinking that's what it was. I did that interview, which did very well. I mean, it didn't get 1 million views, but it got 500,000 views. It was a radio interview, so there was no visual. But it's my most popular interview, even more than the Oprah interview. What? What in the hell? So I'm thinking that's why. It's okay, though. It's okay. I understand. I wouldn't have talked to me either. I wouldn't have talked to... Look, Candy is representing... After last night's Speak On It, Candy, you make us Tauruses proud. There's a lot of Tauruses on television right now or in entertainment that are not representing the way I need them to represent. But I can say with you, Candy, you're representing, because I have to say, her speaking on it last night, she always makes so much sense. Last night, she spoke on the Tamar situation. She spoke on the Latasha PSA. She spoke about the reality show. And I love that she ended her speak on it by just simply showing all the things that she can be grateful for. And it's not just about the money. It's not just about the success. You see her children, you see her husband, you see her family. She's winning. And she's rich. She's rich. Happy birthday. Where in the hell? Why is this coming across my face? What is going on right now? Carolyn, happy birthday. Shout out to anyone celebrating a birthday. It is officially Aries season, which you know what it means. It's just, the Aries are just opening it up for us so that Tauruses can make their debut in a few weeks, in a couple weeks. So enjoy your time. Enjoy your time. Okay, guys, if you're just joining us, we are talking about the SWV and Xscape reality show, the Queens of R&B. You know I'm loving this show. It is my show right now. Oh, I thought I did a little something for here. Why didn't I need to prepare better for my reality show. Okay, I need to prepare better. But look, I prepared enough, okay? So we will be talking about the episode, but also bringing in some of what she says on Speak On It. But first, I will talk about the Tamar situation briefly. I might do a separate video so I can really expound upon it. But she does address this in her Speak On It video. And she basically says, honestly, Tamar told on herself. Because the way Tamar made it seem in her Instagram story about Todd, about some husband threatening her. But when she went on IG Live this past week, she told on herself. She said because even everyone else, when they saw your video, Tamar, they were like, so that's what he said to you? How was that threatening? And then a lot of you were saying, first of all, Tamar's this high and Todd's this low. So how threatening could he be? She basically said he just looked at her and was like, you know what it is. But Tamar loves to put a little stank on stuff. We just saw that on Queen's Court. So she clears it up, and Todd makes a special appearance. She was going to do a separate Speak On It, but I think she saw my video. Look, that's the Leo in me. Think everything's about me. My Leo moon. Anyways, so she says that yes, they had some words, but she said she wasn't even trying to go there with Tamar at this show backstage, and they were literally out in the hallway. They were she said 30 people coming back and forth. Okay. And so there were a lot of witnesses, but she said Tamar insisted on having this conversation. She made it about, what she said on Dish Nation. And as I said to you before, I didn't even mention the Dish Nation when I covered that story. I knew what the issue was. And we all were sort of like, why is Tamar involving herself? It's when she went on the Instagram. Look, on the Instagram, not the Instagram, on Instagram, and reposted what Carlos said. Okay, Candy, you won't say Carlos King's name, but I will. Hey, Carlos, you got a response yet? I'm playing, Carlos. Come on, I'm playing. Oh, okay. So she went on and reposted Tamar on the Instagram story. Not the Instagram story. I am sounding like a grandpa. On Instagram. On the Instagram story, and said, Carlos, you don't need to steal nobody's nothing. Involving herself without, because even when I reported on that, I was like, first of all, I thought you guys were good. I thought you and Tamar were good. You and Candy were good, Tamar. Why are you involving yourself? I didn't even, pay attention to the Dish Nation situation, because that's very obvious. If someone asks you a question, you're going to, it's part of what it is. And then come fast forward to her posting on Instagram, making it seem as if Kandi and Todd threatened her. Things like that, first of all, that is dangerous. And then recently when she made it seem like, oh, Kandi must be in an abusive relationship with Todd, that's even more dangerous. So someone like Tamar, you got to be careful with someone like that. And Kandi, if you see her, I wouldn't even engage in conversation. I'd be like, hey, girl. No, people like that are dangerous. But you know what? That Taurus came out, and Kandi, she is a loyal. Todd has her heart. Todd, Marvin, you better not mess that up. Because she is loyal to Todd. But I think Leos are very loyal too. We talk signs here, y'all. Calm down. All right? So she breaks that down in the first part of her speak on it, which I appreciate. So I'm gonna do the same of what she did. I'm gonna start off with the Tamar stuff. So she says Tamar exaggerated that. Todd says JR, I guess this is why they're perfect for each other, because JR exaggerated what was said too. Because Todd was like, there was no issue. I wasn't embarrassed. He's like, I don't even know what that even looks like. You know what, Todd? Okay, BDE. Okay, BDE. All right. All right, Todd. Todd, he's like, I don't even know what that looks like. Embarrassed. Did you not kiki to yourself when he said that? He said, I don't even know what that looks like. This is why they're a great couple. This is why they're great partners in business and in love. Good for them. Good for them. So, surprise, but here's the thing. So when Kandi was explaining this, it made a lot of sense. And look, there are two sides to every story, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. However, honestly, I believe Kandi's side. You know why? Because literally what Tamar says, especially about Todd, is exactly what they reiterated. But what Tamar originally said on her Instagram story was something completely different. And I know Eva, the diva, Marcel, came out recently and said, she felt like it was immature of Tamar to handle the way she did, because a lot of people were speculating, oh, was it Eva? Was it Eva? Because at the time, Tamar, according to the public, we thought that Tamar and Kandi were good. But Kandi said that Tamar had unfollowed her. Tamar, you can tell the world that you have changed, but you know what really shows people that you have changed? Changed action. You know why people ride for Kandi and why people respect Kandi both in business and in the fandom? Is because her actions speak louder than just her words. You can tell us every single day that you've changed. You can even do a whole song about it. But you know what? It's me. Hi. I'm the problem, it's me. Just saying. Look, it's no love lost here, Tamar. You're still very talented. I know that you decided to repost that video of you singing Week, and you sound amazing. Very talented, but still, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. No wonder you and Latasha are friendly. All right, was there anything else that I wanted to mention about that? Let me think. No, we can move on. We can move on. Let's move on into the episode. So guys, if you're just joining us, we are talking about the SWV and Xscape reality show, the Queens of R&B. If you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like it. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on content, because we don't just talk about reality TV here. We talk about everything in pop culture, and it's only Monday. It's only Monday. I don't know about y'all. Are y'all allergies acting up? I mean, it's getting a little bit warmer here in New York City, and I'm just like, and I get allergy shots. All right, anyways, y'all don't care about me. Y'all want to hear about this. Okay, so let's start off with this episode. And another Taurus that is representing for us on reality TV, Taj. But Taj has always been just so likable, and she gets along with everybody. She especially on this group of friends, you notice that she films like with everyone. I don't feel like everyone has filmed with everyone, right? Lelee and Coco haven't really filmed with the other ladies. Not like Taj. Taj has been filming with everyone. So we get the scene with Taj and Coco. They're working out, and Taj talks about how Coco used to be. So we've heard these stories before, and apparently Coco had an ego. Remember, she's the voice of SWV. She's the lead singer, okay? So according to Taj, she says if Coco didn't like you, or she didn't speak to her, no one would speak to her. Damn. I thought that didn't hit anybody else when she said if let's say you're traveling with a team of people and Taj is mad at you, so the rest of the people that you're traveling with aren't speaking to you either. Can you imagine the alienation? Can you imagine what that makes you feel like as a part of you're supposed to be the third part of this group, so you don't even feel like you're at the same level. I mean, they're not even paid at the same level. Oh, Candy talked about that on her Speak On It. We'll talk about the headliner in a second. We're not gonna stay too long on the headliner stuff. We're not, okay? But we will talk about. Okay, we have to talk about it here because Taj and Coco talk about the headliner stuff, and they say we believe it should be a co-headliner thing. As you know, Candy talked about it last week. She talked about it again last night on her Speak On It. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's about money. And I get where Candy is coming from, but I also get where SWV is coming from. Yes, they have sold the most. And yes, their legacy may be, bigger. Here's the thing. Maybe in business, they have not done what they needed to do as a group, SWV, in regards to getting what they need to get. So the conversation about headliner, they just painted it as headliner. It really was about money. Period. So Xscape wants to make the amount of money that they're making. So if they do this tour, Candy says this on her Speak On It, it's about the promoters. So here's where and this is what I was saying last week, I think you guys need to start to set a precedent in regards to how promoters are doing. You promoters can be grimy and dirty, but you are necessary in order for people to tour and do the things that they're doing. And Candy says that these promoters talk to each other. So if they go less on their rate now, then another promoter will be like, well, you went less here. Well, my thing is, I don't feel like Xscape should go less. I feel like they should make the same amount, if not more, for this tour, because I feel like people will show up, because I think this tour is going to be different. Okay, it's not happening, but I feel like this tour would have been different because it's not just going to be two groups performing their songs. It's going to be two groups performing their songs and performing together. And now we see next week, the next battle is, so should we end the show with Understanding or Weak? First of all, Weak was #1 on the Hot 100. Understanding, which I love because I can sing it. Male. Shout out to Candy. And Understanding was at #8 on the Hot 100 Billboard charts. So for me, the clear winner is Weak. However, when you're dealing with groups and if it's an issue, you compromise. And we already know Xscape has an issue with compromising, so you compromise. Maybe every night switch. But then I had the bright idea. Okay, the tour is not happening, but then I had the bright idea that no, you don't end with either one. You perform those at the end, and then you end with, that's what friends are for. Good time. That all of you sing it together. You end with a song that you all sing together. It doesn't have to be that song. You could do Count on Me Through Thick. You could do but it's done. It's not happening. But it doesn't mean it can't happen in the future. It just saying. I'm so hyped right now. So that's athletic greens. All right. So Taj and Coco talk about that, and they feel like Xscape is being ridiculous. They're like, we've toured with Invoke and TLC, and they've sold way more than all of us. I don't know. Well, then, no, Invoke, we were talking last night during our TikTok watch party, and we were like, oh, I can see where Invoke, because remember they had the crossover hit, Don't Let Go. We got me singing over here. But you know what I mean? So I can see where that may be why they sold the most. Okay? Wait, someone said they're gonna be walking out at that time. I can't stand y'all. Can y'all just work with me here? I'm not walking out. I'm staying. I'm staying for all. Can you imagine all of those women singing? That's what friends are for. At the end. Well, next week that's the battle. But SWV is not here for it. They want to co-headline this tour with Xscape. And they were like, they could take a lesson or two from Invoke and TLC. Candy on her speak on it says she has no issues with SWV. She loves SWV. For her, the bottom line is about business. Okay. And then they mentioned Coco's ego. I want to know what Coco, I mean, I've met Coco before. So there was an energy up until, remember, this was probably like a few years ago. I don't know, maybe almost 10 years ago. Maybe, give or take a couple of years. And she's always sort of had this energy, standoffish energy. But I really want to, do we have an SWV movie? No, we don't, right? I want to see that movie, and I want you guys to tell all the truth, because I don't think Coco cares. Because she even made a joke about it in this scene. She was like, that 90s attitude, ego was about to come out. So I want to see Coco. I want to see all the things that she was doing back in the day. All the diva behavior. And maybe that was karma for her debut album not working. But I loved her debut album. Don't get me started. Never mind. All right. Thank you. Say my name. Say my name says, don't forget, hold on to your love, and never gonna get it. Those aren't the names of the songs, but I know what you're talking about. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, we are talking about the SWV and Xscape reality show, The Queens of R&B. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. We already have almost 1,700 people in the building, so be sure to like the video if you haven't already. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, too. Starla says they could sing I'm Every Woman. Miss Bernice says, Kempire, go watch SWV's Unsung. It's good. I mean, it's Unsung still like making unsungs? Just saying. Obi, thank you so much for the super chat. Obi says, sidebar, I need the complete version of, what is this emoji? Oh, now I got it. He wants to come. Well, when it comes out, thank you for the segue. Thank you for the sister hot. Okay. So Lelee, and look, I told you this last week. Lelee, she struggles. She talked about her struggles. So she's now working on this sort of, what's the word? I don't even know what's the word to use for what she's working on. I know, like, erotic book thing. I don't know. So she's working on this particular book, but it was so awkward for me when she read it to her manager. But it's her manager, but I wonder if he would help her manage this particular new stream of income that she's trying to work on. Candy says she wants to read it. Apparently you guys are into it, because you guys are really into that 50 Shades of something. And a lot of you love those novels. What was it, Zane, that used to write stuff like that? I don't write that. Look, I don't read that. Me personally. I mean, no shade to anyone else. I was uncomfortable okay. You know what I was more uncomfortable with? When Lelee reached into her cabinets and pulled out the red cup. I said, Lelee, you can't offer this man a glass? Look, something. He says, as long as it doesn't have a hole in it. And then I said to myself, what? Not a hole. So she offers him a red cup. I'm surprised she didn't offer him some Hennessy too. She reached into those empty cabinets. Did she just move into this apartment? A lot of you are dragging her for her apartment, but I feel like the apartment's fine. I need to understand the red cups. Or exactly, someone says bottled water. Regina says yes, or at least bottled water. I have a stack of bottled water ready for guests. But Lelee has said on social media she's not someone that, hosts very clearly, and neither is Taj. Y'all saw that sorry get up for the group meeting? Come on. Come on. Do better, people. You're on television. even if you weren't on television, do better in life, please. So I was uncomfortable with the conversation with her manager, who looked kind of uncomfortable, her reading that verse from her book. I'm surprised they aired it. I was like, are we really talking about the pastor's large endowment? So, but she has 10 chapters. And I do believe, and this is so smart, Lelee, Taj, that they're working on multiple streams of income. They need to. They need to, because the music business is so finicky. Coco is finicky. She might wake up tomorrow like, I don't want to tour anymore. And then these two are ass out. They can't tour. Let's be honest. But I've been watching some old live shows of SWV. I need to give more credit to Lelee and Taj as background vocalists, because I love background vocalists. Because there are some artists that are great singers today that just use background tracks, and I'm like, no, get some background vocalists, because they add just a different level. Because you can play more with a background vocalist, you can do different things for your shows. And I've been watching some old shows with SWV, and I'm like, I don't believe I've given them enough credit, and I think that was because of the time that I grew up in. It was always, the focus was on Coco. Rakita says she wants to buy Lelee's book. See, but that's smart. Now she's promoting it on this show. I hope the book is ready for release. Can someone tweet and see if the book is ready for release? It better be ready for release come next week or the following week. Lelee, come on. You've been talking about Sister Hot for the last couple of weeks. You said you had 10 chapters, which I was actually surprised. I was like, oh, well, she has 10 chapters. That's good. That's good. So she's talking about that. And she's giving the real world experience about what she went through after, SWV broke up. Moving along. Tamika and Taj meet up to discuss what this show is going to look like. And Tamika, and Candy talked about this last night, never was involved in the creative before. The people that really handled the creative were Latasha and Candy. And Candy really is more in this new era of them being grown. When they were a group back in the day, it was all Latasha. So Latasha really was sort of like she was probably the oldest, right? Yeah, she was the oldest in the group. So she used to lead all that stuff. Because in her head, I think Latasha, in her head, the entire time, she's like, I'm the boss. This is my group. You guys are really just my backup singers. In her head. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. So Tamika has a lot of really big ideas. And I know some of you are like, this is a little too far-fetched. You're doing a little too much, Tamika. But I feel like you have to kind of put out all of your ideas and then come down from them. You know what I mean? So because a creative director might be like, well, we can't do that, but we can do this. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with Tamika coming out with her trap keeper. People, they still sell binders. Do people in high school still walk around with binders? I don't even think when I was in high school, I had a binder with loose leaf. Maybe I did. I can't remember that far back. But I'm just like, when she pulled out the binder, I was like, what in the loose leaf is going on? But I love Tamika. I really do love Tamika. And Latasha and Rocky, careful, tread lightly. They're doing a lot of talking recently. Y'all gonna force her to drop those receipts. They're still standing on that they didn't steal anything. Rocky did an interview with Tasha K this past week. I did a separate video talking about that, and he's basically saying that it was a mix-up. Tamika was receiving Latasha's check. So Tamika cashed Latasha's check. Did Tamika do a video yet this week? She a little late with hers. I'm gonna have to check that video out next. Exactly. Random on my TikTok says Tamika's ideas are giving Las Vegas residency. Oh my goodness. Don't give them any idea. We would love an Xscape SWV Las Vegas residency. But for Xscape to do something like that, because here's the thing, I really don't believe it's the other ladies. The other ladies seem like they are more than willing to do a lot of different things. But the business of Xscape is a mess. And I think partially a lot of that, I don't think it's just on Latasha. I don't really believe it's just on Latasha. I do believe right now it is Latasha. But I don't think over the years it's been just Latasha. Tamika has admitted to riding with her sister even when her sister was wrong. Belisha says Rocky already told on himself, saying Tamika know that money was for Tasha. She wrote Thug Holiday. I can't. Y'all are a fool. Okay. Alexis, thank you so much for the super chat. Wait. Alexis says, yeah, when Coco get to talking about the Bronx and what she ain't gonna do, I clutch my pearls. # I'm scared. I mean, New York energy. And I believe that. But I'm glad she didn't. She's been very chill. I appreciate this new Coco. Just saying. And I'm sure her group members do too. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, we already have almost 2,000 people watching on multiple platforms. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get to, we're at almost 600 likes. Let's get to 750 likes. Come on, y'all. Like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Brooklyn Star's Tiny is the funniest. She really is. So the interesting thing that stood out to me is when Candy was talking about the group and the dynamics and what they handled within the group. Like right now, Tiny handles like the styling. So she meets with the stylist and stuff like that. Tamika handles like the accounting. And I was just like, uh-oh. That was interesting. And Candy was like, she likes the way that Tamika has been handling it. So that's like her thing. And Latasha and Candy usually handle like the creative and figuring out the track list and things like that. My thing is though, how much does the track list change? Do you know what I mean? Like you would think, I mean, maybe 1 or 2 songs you might move around, but do they do their own stuff at the shows? Does Candy do Hey Candy? Sorry. Does Latasha do her own stuff? Like Bad Timing and stuff? I would love to see them do like their own music, but maybe they don't. Has anyone been to an Xscape concert? I was happy that Candy did answer and confirm for me what Latasha said in her PSA, where she said that during the Great Escape tour, they made millions. I was so happy for them. Anyone else? When Candy confirmed it, even though Candy had to clear up that Latasha lied and made it seem like Rocky's the one who made those deals. And Candy was like, no, I was the one that got us the deals that we got for the Great Escape tour, which we made millions. I was like, damn, they made millions on that tour? That is incredible. That is really, really, I was happy for them. All of them. Because if they manage their money correctly, they wouldn't have to do another tour, really. If you're making millions, you could do all kinds of things with that. Reinvest it. You wouldn't have to sing it ever again. But I get why they continue to do it. There's a market for them. And probably why Candy's like, I'm not lowering my rate. Not even for you, SWV. All right. So Tamika and Tosh have a conversation about creative. And then we finally have another group meeting with SWV and Xscape in that sorry display of food that Taj bought. It's like, come on, we are eaters, Taj. We are Tauruses. We know how to host. If you needed help, you should have asked for some help. Why would you get some cold cuts? Did she even have cheese? Did she have any crackers? And she got 2 things of wine, which didn't even look good. And I'm not even a wine drinker. And even I know how to pick out a good wine. It's all right, Taj. We love you, though. We love you, Taj, but damn. Damn, Taj. Mm-mm. So they start, they arrive, and Latasha, you know, as soon as Latasha comes in, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Always bad energy when Latasha comes in a room. Okay. So the ladies arrive, and Tamika arrives with their creative director, Steven. And Tamika is, you know, leading the conversation on her ideas, and Latasha's just sitting over here like this. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
I am the fifth member. How about that?
I'm just saying that you already know when Latasha walks in, Mama Gloria is somewhere in it, because she is what?
I am the fifth member. How about that?
Just saying. Did you miss Mama Gloria this week? Pastor Scott is speaking out in a new interview over the weekend as well. Telling his side, he's saying, I am not a deadbeat.
I am the fifth member. How about that?
Every week. We only have 6 episodes, y'all. I have to be able to use this up, okay? So Latasha's sitting over there upset because Latasha's so used to handling the creative. And Homegirl says in her confessional, she says that, I usually handle the creative, but, you know, they're pushing me out of that. I mean, it's no surprise to me. She already pushed me out of the sisterhood. You know what? It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Latasha. I can't wait to see Latasha's next interview. Because you know she's going to say something. You know, this past week we did a video over the weekend talking about Latasha's interview with friends of mine, Louis York, and their podcast, We Sound Crazy. And it was a perfect podcast for her to be on because she sounded crazy talking about this story about the softest place on earth, where she sings the lead vocal, and she made it seem like, you know, I didn't want to sing, because Joe wrote the song, you know, the singer Joe. I didn't want to sing lead because, you know, Candy had such a problem with it. Well, Candy tells the story on Speak On It, and it's like, that's not how it was. I've told you guys countless times, the third album, you could tell that they were using the third album to set up her solo career. And there was a point when Latasha talks about, you know, seeing Candy cry with Jermaine. I didn't realize how much of a crybaby Candy was, because she talked about she cried in a couple of scenes that we haven't even seen. I was like, damn. I'm not a crier like that. I mean, I cry, but I don't cry like that. I got to her chart. I mean, I got a Cancer rising. I still don't cry like that. Anyways. So Candy explains what that whole situation was in regard. She says, I've never recorded a song for 4 hours. And Jermaine would never let us do something like that. So there are multiple things that Candy is pointing out that Latasha is saying in her PSA that were false. And Latasha, I always say there's 2 sides to every story, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. However, I don't know. The way you've been rocking out here in these streets lately, I do not believe you. So she says that, you know, on the We Sound Crazy podcast, Latasha's like, well, Candy took 4 hours. And she was being shady when she said that. Took 4 hours. And then Tiny went in and she took hours and hours. And then Joe was like, you know, why does Latasha don't want to sing lead? This is the story that she's telling on We Sound Crazy. Girl, you sound crazy. Just promote your album. There's no reason to take digs at your group. Just go promote your project. I mean, right now it's not going to do well because of this show and the accusations that you stole money. But I love when Don Juan tells Candy, he's like, she still has to build a reputation in the gospel community. They're not just going to embrace her because she sings well. It's the same like in any, you know, genre of music, country, gospel. She has to prove herself. I wonder what the gospel folks are saying in regards to the accusations that are flying at her in regards to stealing her sister's money. And that her husband allegedly has multiple mistresses, allegedly. This is not a good look. And he basically said in his Tasha K interview, she ain't leaving me. And And we already knew that because we saw in Tasha's PSA at the end, she basically said, yeah, she ain't leaving him. And we're like, good for you, girl, but leave us out of it. Leave us out of it. The same with the Juan Dixon in Robin situation. All well and good, but leave us out of it and leave your sister's money out of it. Did you guys notice during the Tasha K conversation with Rocky, he was like, oh, did you hear the other rumors are out there? And first of all, the rumors that I'm not going to even repeat the rumors he told Tasha. I think he purposely said those things to make them a rumor. Because did you guys hear those rumors that some of you probably have not even seen the interview. But he basically was saying that there were these rumors about Tamika, rumors about Taj, and I was like, I didn't hear any of those. I was like, oh, wait. I was like, I didn't see those rumors. And you know I love a good rumor. You know, like, oh, what happened? But I didn't hear though, and I feel like he said that purposely on to Tasha to get it out there. But Tasha was like, I don't care about it. What? I didn't hear that. I heard about the $30,000 you being accused of stealing. And he says there was some sort of mix-up. Tamika was receiving Tasha's checks. I need a secrets revealed because Candy says on her speak on it there, you know, the scene where Tasha in her PSA was talking about how that Candy was crying during that meeting at Tiny's house. And Candy says, no, she was the one that actually crying. And she's like, I have no problem crying on television. You guys have seen me cry multiple times. I honestly thought that she was going to start crying in her speak on it because at one point her voice got a little shaky. You know, when Candy's voice gets a little shaky, we're like, uh-oh. But we'll get back to the speak on it in just a second. I've been talking for a long time. I just have a lot to say because I really like this show. I need a secrets revealed. Bravo, if you're watching, guys, go tag Bravo on Twitter and on Instagram. We want a secrets reveal episode and we want a reunion. I more so want the speak on it on the secrets revealed episode more than the reunion because I don't know if we can get a reunion. Just because I don't know if we're gonna be able to wrangle everyone together. They could literally do a 3-part reunion. And that would be 9 episodes for them. Because what are we doing once this show ends? What are they going to use to replace it for the next couple of weeks? I feel like RHOA must be coming really soon. Candy said at the end of this speak on it that we should be getting a trailer very soon. So I'm wondering when that's going to premiere. I'm thinking May. So what are we doing for the 3 weeks until then? Because I believe like the last episode should be Easter. Just asking. Look, I'm asking. I want a secrets revealed and I would love a reunion. I don't think we're going to get that though, y'all. Especially with the way things are right now. Cindy, thank you so much for the super chat. Cindy says, if Tasha got Tamika's check, did she at least send her check to Tamika? So all of them got a check but Tamika? That's foul. And Tamika paid the taxes on it. On the check she didn't receive. K-Bragg, thank you. Oh, wait, so a sidebar. Look. So if Tasha paid the taxes on it, does that mean she got the 1099 for it? Tasha, can you answer that question? Did you, because I know you found out through Tiny's mom, but did you end up getting a 1099 for it? Or some sort of tax form for the money that you were supposedly got? Because that's even more proof too. Just saying. All right. K-Bragg, thank you so much for the super chat. She says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Fifth member. K-Bragg, thank you for the super chat. Y'all are a mess. Okay, come on. You leave look.
I am the 5th member. How about that?
How about that? Okay. All right. Thank you, Sierra, for the super chat. She says Latasha's gonna get Tina Campbell. Tina Campbell in the quickest. She's gonna be singing to empty seats. Okay. I mean, there are some Latasha fans. There are some. Go check out the video that I did recently. There was some like, oh, you just so biased and da. Look, you can't please anyone. This is not CNN. You know where to go to get your CNN. Okay. Stanielle, Thank you so much for the super chat. Danielle says, he would be hearing from my lawyer if I was Candy and Tamika. He is a clown. I think the only reason why Candy hasn't done that is because I really believe she looks at these group members, even Latasha, as her sister that she doesn't get along with, but she still looks at them as family, which is almost toxic. Candy, you might need some therapy for that girl. Look. I get it, but sometimes you can be loyal to a fault. All right, let me move on. So they have this meeting, this escape meeting, and of course, Coco brings up, because she's like, we were just talking about headliner, and now we're talking about all this other stuff. We can't move forward unless we figure out who's going to be the headliner. And Candy says that we see Latasha jump in and say, we'll just be the co-headliners, even though the group had decided they wanted to be the headliners as a group. So this is why Candy says, this is why you see me speaking and not the group chiming in. I would have rather Candy say, like, we all spoke as a group and we all feel as if. That's the way I would have phrased it, but maybe she didn't. I just don't remember. So they talk about that, and Latasha chimes in and basically saves the day and says, we would just co-headline. Okay. And that they're just going to co-headline for this particular show. And according to Candy Speak On It, they didn't even really make any money from this show. Well, that sucks. I wonder if we're going to get like a full concert. I know they're not going to show, because they would have to pay Bravo would have to pay for us to hear all that music. Can y'all release that? Did y'all film it? Y'all should release a DVD. Look, not a... Oh, damn. Who's got DVD? Who has a DVD player? I'm sure I got one somewhere. What? Not a DVD, Kempire. Release it to streaming. Netflix. Peacock. There we go. Oh, not me coming up with ideas. Come on. A Peacock special. Yes, Chad says, wait, there was yes, they have one final show that we will see on Bravo, but we're not going to see the full show. Y'all better leave me alone with my DVD, okay? But we should give us the full concert on Peacock. First time ever. You know, first of all, it would do well. Someone said Amazon. No, but remember, NBC Universal owns Peacock. Release it. This would probably be their first concert, right? All right. See, Nana says, I got a DVD and a VHS. I'm not bragging. I'm complaining. I'm not bragging. I'm complaining. Hey, Nana. Y'all don't leave me alone, okay? Mind you, I have a DVD player somewhere. No, I don't think it's a DVD player. I think it's Blu-ray. I'm not going to be able to live this down, am I? Anyways, let's move on. So Coco brings up the headliner conversation. Latasha comes in and is like, have to save a hoe. And is like, oh, we will just co-headline. Well, let's just co-headline. All right. All right, moving on from there. Candy, Coco, because at the end of that meeting, they decide, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, and you're going to do this in regards to plotting and planning. They only have a few weeks, like 3 weeks, to plan this big show, which is not a lot of time to plan a big show like this. But they're going to be intertwining what they already have with this show. And the ideas that they're coming up with, it looks like it was an amazing show and would have been a great tour. It would have been a great tour. So anyway, Candy, Coco, and Latasha meet at the studio. First of all, who was the engineer? Just asking for a friend. The friend is me. Anyways, so they're meeting at the studio, and of course, as soon as Coco comes in, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. Girl, why were you even looking for a receipt when you really planned to offer nothing? Well, according to Candy's speak on it, there's a whole situation that happens that goes down between Candy and Latasha in the studio after Coco leaves that they completely cut out. She says that the producers decided to cut it out because it didn't make sense to the story that they're playing out, and there's just context that would be lost if they showed that. So that's why I was like, give us Secrets Revealed. Give us an episode of just all the stuff you guys cut out. Please, and thank you. Just saying. Well, they're talking about the track list, well, the song list that they're going to have for the show. And already we already know there's going to be a battle about should you end with weak or understanding. Again, I think we can just, you could either switch it out every night, even though this is one show that's happening, or end with a cover song. But Candy asks, and I feel like the group always is checking in with Latasha. I don't feel like they just sort of X her out. They always want to check in with her. So how do you feel about this? Like, what are your ideas? And one of my favorite Xscape songs is written by Diane Warren, and it's the arms to the one you love. Beautiful song. And Latasha and her sister mainly sing on it. Okay? And Candy's like, so do you want to perform that song? Because that really is her song. And she's like, I don't know. Look, I don't know. Okay. Any tribute songs? You know, I really haven't given it a lot of thought. So why are you here? It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. You know who would offer more in this meeting?
I am the fifth member. How about that?
She would offer a lot more if she was there at this meeting. Latasha, if you're watching, maybe you should make a t-shirt, get some merch, okay? And just put, I don't know. Because that's all she says. I haven't given it much thought. So why are you here? Why are you here? This is a meeting. And Coco said it right, because it's probably, I can only imagine how awkward it feels for someone that's not involved in the dynamics of this group. She's like, it's like being there when a couple is fighting. But that's always been Candy and Latasha's dynamic. But Candy on her speak on it, she says she felt as if they were in a decent space, but it only was like when they started filming that she felt like literally Latasha was blaming her for the issue she was having with her sister. And Candy's just like, how? Sway? Naturally Nerdy says, can we get a Kempire DVD player t-shirt? Shut up. Y'all gonna leave me alone with me, my DVD player, okay? All right. Guys, if you're a member of the channel, I am going to drop the calling link for members first, and I am going to put a timer on so that we can get through all the calls, because I know a lot of you are passionate about the SWV and Xscape reality show, the Queens of R&B. But if you're part of the replay crew, as always, like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, let me know where you're watching from, and let me know how you'd rate this episode. Are you enjoying the episodes? What stood out to you? What do you have to say in regards to what I'm saying? Let me know. Oh, Nicole says the t-shirt should say Ask Rocky. You know what? I can't stand y'all. All right. First, let me just drop the calling link for members. First, let me just do that. Oh, yeah. Last night I was in the chat during the speak on it. I was watching it on my television with you guys on TikTok. And then I was in the chat getting involved. There were like 15,000, 16,000 people in the building. And I was like, damn. Okay, Candy. And poor Candy did not know how to slow down the chat. And I said it, but she must have missed my comment because she couldn't slow down the chat. Okay, Candy, if you're watching, this is how you slow down the chat. You go to the video, go edit the video, go to customization, and scroll down, slow down the chat. And you can even slow it down to the amount of seconds that you want. Someone crop this and send it to her. I'm sure they figured it out by now. All right, let me drop the call-in link for members first, and I will drop the call-in link for the general audience. But we have over 2,000 people in the building. We need to get to at least 1,000 before I drop the call-in link. And I know you're wondering, why are you holding this hostage? Because time is money. And as Candy would say, it's business. No, liking the video helps your channels, helps other new channels that you don't even know about show up on your algorithm, okay? So be sure to check that out. All right, hold on. Did I do this? Oh, okay. Because I get sidetracked and then I forget to drop the call-in link. And you're like, Kempire, you never dropped the call-in link. Sorry, I forgot. All right, so Senior Royals and Royal Court members, I've dropped the call-in link for you. Team Kempire members, I'm going to drop the call-in link for you in just a second. Let me continue with our recap of this SWV and Xscape reality show, The Queens of R&B. So we had that awkward scene with Candy, Coco, and Latasha where they're trying to figure out this track list, and apparently there was a lot cut out from that scene. But she also rides with Jalen, or Jay, who wants to be in music, but he's just sitting there listening. It's like, oh, okay. This is what this is like. All right. And Latasha doesn't know. She doesn't know. She hasn't given it much thought. So why are you here? Taj and Tamika meet up with Steven, and they just have such a good, fun time with them. I really do enjoy those scenes with Taj and Tamika, but they're looking at what the stage will look like, and it sounds like it's going to be a really great performance and stage. And they were reflecting on what the versus stage looked like. They weren't able to interact, but this stage is going to be this big LED wall. It looks great. It looks exciting. It looks it looks like what we should be getting at these R&B shows that we don't normally get. Usually it's just a stage with maybe like a projector in the back. You know what I mean? So someone just say, are you using a landline? No. Get out of my head. All right. So they're looking with Steven at the show, but this is when Taj and Tamika start throwing different ideas. She wants to bring a horse. Okay, she wants to have a horse. I think she's being funny. But I did maybe not a real horse bringing into the arena, but maybe something. Why does Beyonce only get to have the fun? There's gonna be a horse at the Renaissance tour, right? I don't think it's gonna be a real horse, but it's going to be a horse. What's a horse? I don't know. A digital one? I don't know. Remember I told you I did a story talking about Beyonce and the futuristic things that she was working on, the virtual reality things she was working on. So don't be surprised if you don't see a Beyonce on a virtual horse. You heard it here first. All right, let me move on. All right, let's go on. All right. So Taj and Tamika meet with Steven about that. And then we have the scene with Candy and Don Juan. So it would not be an SWV and Xscape show or an Xscape show without Don Juan making an appearance. So, or it wouldn't be a Candy Coated produced a situation without a scene from Don Juan. So of course they're talking about what's going on with the group. Candy's like, we don't have these issues when we're doing, anything with Candy Coated. That's because at the end of the day, no one is going up against Candy. Candy, it's your decision, and that's what it is. You don't have all these other different opinions that matter. I mean, I'm sure people share their opinions with her, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. And this is why I work alone. I don't know if I could do a group. I mean, I've done group projects and things like that, but then people's personalities, people's egos. Oh, I remember when I was in graduate school. Oh, I don't know if I ever told this story on my podcast. Oh, I gotta tell the group situation. Oh, it was so juicy. So much so the group situation got so ugly that one of the people in our group ended up leaving the group to go join another group. It got heated, and I'm just sitting there like this. What is happening? Not involved in no way. I had no involvement, but they were fighting. Not physically, but like arguing. It got heated. It was juicy though. Look, it was juicy. So Candy and Don Juan are talking about this, and Don Juan dropped some knowledge. He was like, what did he, I wish I had wrote down exactly what he said, but I've heard this saying before. And they're talking about Latasha and how she's treating the group. This is not the first time that she's doing this. She talks about how Latasha has this new gospel deal, and Don was like, she still has to prove herself in the gospel world. Oh, thank you, Danielle. Danielle says I told the story here about the group. Oh, okay. I couldn't remember where I told the story, but at least I told it before. I wish I could remember the specific details. Oh, but it was good. Anyways, so Candy and Don Juan talk about the whole Latasha and the bad energy that she brings to the group and what she brought to that meeting with Coco. But Candy says that Latasha does this all the time. And I'm guessing the reason why they just deal with it is because they are a group. And okay, sidebar, Candy, you signed some sort of member agreement when you didn't perform with the group. What was that agreement? Can you explain that in the next speak on it? I need to understand what exactly does that mean. Do you guys have your group name trademarked and owned by you guys? Like, I have questions about that, the business side of that. And who owns it? Do you guys own it as your own entity? Are you guys working on that? What did you sign off on? I know she retweeted someone and said she responded to something like that, but to me, it wasn't 100% clear. I need to be 100% clear. Like, I want to understand the business of Xscape. Because remember, Latasha says that she came up with the name Xscape, but does she own the rights to the name? Apparently not, because they're literally touring without her with the name Xscape. But when Candy's not touring with them, they use Xscape 3. Please don't do Xscape 3 ever again. And when I say Xscape 3, the other version, not the version that's out touring right now. The other version, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Oh, sidebar. See, this is juicy. Why this was like one of Candy's best speak on it. Because Candy says that because her voice is distinctive, and y'all be really dragging Candy for her voice. But Candy, stop giving them light. But she did point out her voice was so distinctive back in the day that even when they were recording tracks just for Latasha, they still brought her in because they were putting this on an Xscape album, and they would turn up her vocals on the backgrounds because of how distinctive her voice was. I was like, I love a little behind the scenes, especially behind the music tea. So I thought that was really interesting. And it makes sense. And that's why I always say to you guys, I was like, there's no Xscape without Candy's voice in it at all. But you could do Xscape without Latasha. Okay, let's talk about it. I'm jumping all around, y'all. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that in a second. So we go from that scene with Don Juan and Candy, who Don Juan has been with Candy for a very long time. He rides with Candy, but he also is very professional, and I think that's why Candy respects his opinion. And the way that Rocky and Latasha are moving are unprofessional. So then we have the scene with Coco and Taj going to shop at Pressed. What's her name? Oh, damn. Y'all remind me in the chat. What's her name? Who owns Pressed from Love and Hip Hop? Good friends of Candy. Good friends of Candy. Why can't I think of her name right now? Beautiful woman. Married to that dog. No one knows? Look, no one knows. All right. Anyways, they go shopping there. And this leads to a conversation between Taj and Coco's son, Jalen, who wanted to leave Rashida. Thank you. Why can't I remember her name? Rashida. Thank you. Rashida's Pressed. And this is where they're shopping. So this leads to a conversation between Taj and Jalen, him leaving dentistry school. You know, Coco wants him to go because she knows how this business is. She knows how finicky it is. She wants him to have a backup plan. But he's like, my mental health was greatly affected by school. And I believe that too. But he still needs to have some sort of backup plan. But this is a tourist. And it takes a lot for us to move. So we always have all these different things happening. We got a backup plan for the backup plan. So Taj basically says, Did the people's breath stink so bad that you didn't want to do it? But she also makes a lot of, let me take a sip. She makes a lot of sense because remember, now we're getting Taja's story after SWV broke up. She said she had to go get a regular job making $9 an hour after the group broke up. Damn. It turned out better for her, though. Look, it turned out better for her. All right. So they talk about that, and Jalen also suffers from depression. You know, Coco talked about her bipolar disorder last week or the week before. And she says this is why, you know, she can see the signs and symptoms in him. And so that's why she always keeps him very close to her. I'm glad they're talking about this. I know we're going to probably get more from that. I can't believe we only have like 2 more episodes. Damn. We could have used a hot 7, 8, 9, 10 episodes of this. I'm just saying. Between a reunion, a secrets revealed. Just saying. So they had that conversation, which I thought was a really, really good conversation. All right. So then we get these 2 scenes. All right. I've been talking a long time, so I'm jumping ahead, y'all. So we get these 2 scenes. One scene with Rocky and Latasha, Ike and Tina. And then we get the scene of Xscape practicing for this show in Orlando that they're preparing for. Not the SWV show, but a separate show. So they're practicing and they're wondering, is she coming? And poor Shane, why did Shane come up in there all shook? Like she didn't want to tell them what was happening. Shane, you are the road manager. I need you not to be so shook. I need you to have a little more bass in your voice too. When you come up in there and you're telling me, is Latasha coming or not, Shane? Look. Shane's just like, no. Okay. And maybe at the sound check, you can just make sure her mic is good. She's treating them like, and I know Candy says this like Gladys Knight and the Pips or to Diana Ross and the Supremes. Here's the thing though. She really, in 2023, or I guess it was 2022 when they were doing this. Really, that she's acting like she is the singer of the group, not showing up for rehearsals, because that's when you're making changes and things like that. And if she's not going to be a part of it, then they have to reorganize the show around her vocals. And she's not going to show up to the sound check. The sound check is so important for anyone. You saw this on Real Housewives of Potomac. Giselle and Robin. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. Breon says, would you rather be a Pip or a Supreme? A Supreme? I guess. I don't know. Yeah, maybe a Supreme. But you know what? You know, people always say that, oh, you're the Beyonce of the group or whatever. Here's the thing. I think even Beyonce is showing up to every single rehearsal and every single sound check. But the way that she's moving is so unlikable. It's so diva-ish. Well, she has her separate scene with Rocky, who is weird. So strange. His energy is strange. So he's like, Tasha, come down. Your record deal's here. So in this conversation, she, of course, is talking about, she's waited a long time for this, this opportunity to do her own music. It's just to be her ideas. And this is the first time that she's going to own her masters. Oh, wait a minute. First of all, that 1-page contract. Look, we've seen a lot of record contracts and it is more than 1 page. Rocky, where's the other pages and why are you not showing them to Latasha? Oh, because in those other pages it says that she doesn't own the rights to those masters. You do? Or the LLC that you have that you think that Latasha Scott is the only one that owns those masters? Just asking. Just asking. That's as soon as I was rewatching, I was like, you don't own those masters, girl. You don't own those masters. Rocky Bivens does. Oh, Miss P, thank you for the tea. Miss P says, Kempire, you know the road manager is also Latasha's personal assistant. I forgot. Was it Candy who mentioned this? Remember, that's why Tamika said that the road manager left with Latasha. Yeah, thank you, Miss P. Well, that makes sense why she walking up in there like this. Because that's her assistant. I really do feel like Xscape needs to handle their business better. And it's not just about the money. I feel as if they've made some decisions that were not right. Because your road manager should not be someone's personal assistant. You know what I mean? Where it's clear that they're showing favoritism. And I noticed during Candy's speak on it, she mentioned when she was talking about Tamika handling the accountants, she made it seem as if they've changed their accountants multiple times. And I'm thinking to myself, that doesn't sound good. If you don't have like one consistent accountant. And of course, things change. People are not going to be, look, things change all the time. Your team is not going to always be the same. But it just seems like, it seems like there's a little bit of a mess when it comes to the organization of the business of Xscape. And that could be everyone's fault in regards to that. And it might be because of Latasha. Just saying. All right. Let me just say thank you. We will get to some callers in just a second. Callers, I just had a lot to unpack here. So Latasha's signing her contract. Rocky's asking her, so what does this mean for Xscape? He's intentionally asking these questions. He knows what her answer is. It's whatever he wants it to be. K Bragg, thank you so much for another super chat. K Bragg says, child, please. Them Tasha fans ain't nothing but her and Rocky's burner account. I feel like that's true too. I feel like, and probably Shane, because Shane's the assistant, so she's probably still doing that too. Rye, thank you so much for the super chat. Love your videos. Thank you so much, Rye. Appreciate you. All right. Let me take a sip. So we have those two scenes. Candy gets very frustrated because she's frustrated with Tamika and Tiny because they're not having a visceral reaction to Latasha not showing up for rehearsals. And she's like, y'all better rehearse her parts, because I guess that they sing her parts during if they are doing it just, the three of them. So she's like, she's tired of it. She's tired of the unprofessionalism. What other things that Candy's tired of is Latasha's PSA. So we already covered Latasha's PSA. So on Candy Speak on it, she talks about Tamar, she talks about the episode, and then she talks about everything that was said in Latasha's PSA. And one of the things that you probably have seen on the blogs, and including if you follow me on TikTok, that Tasha in this video shades Candy's voice. And I have to say, Candy, her Clapback to it, I was just like, you know what? You got a real good point here, Candy.
This is the part that is like really corny of her to me. You are trying to clown a person's voice whose voice is leading on half the hits that is your claim to fame. The biggest hit that you've ever been on, which is Just Kicking It, is the voice that you've been clowning, or that you're clowning in your video. I'm cool. I can go back and forth with other people about, or I don't even go back and forth with them really, but other people can try to make jokes about my voice or whatever. But me and you are in a group together. We supposed to make money together. We supposed to hit the stage together. You've been hearing my voice all these years as you making money off of it, right? But you on your video trying to make jokes about my voice. The same voice who has accomplished more than you with your amazing voice that you try to put out there that you have. Like, I've been on other hits that's bigger than you. And honestly, and I know y'all be trying to say it's an ego thing, I only bring up accomplishments when I have to feel like I'm defending myself. Let's be clear. I've already had a #1 Billboard gospel single. Candy, I'm gonna post up this picture so you can see me, not Xscape. I have had a #1, Stay Prayed Up was #1 on Billboard's gospel chart when it came out. Yes, my voice. I've had a #1 gospel song. Something that right now is what you are trying to do. Me and my voice that you tried to clown. We are in a group together, sis. I don't clown my group members' voices. I don't clown when they mess up. We have plenty of arguments. We fall out all the time. But it's like you is trying to join on the bandwagon of other people and clowning your group member that goes on stage with you and make money with you. Well, where they do that at? You clowning me, you clowning yourself.
Candy, don't strike my channel for featuring yours, okay? I mean, I didn't strike yours last week when you featured mine.
I want to say I love the way that everybody received my receipts from last week's episode of Speak On It.
And Candy went through all the albums and was just like, girl. And I've seen clips of them performing without Latasha, and I have to say, it's still entertaining. I've moved on. Sorry, Latasha. You gotta deal with Motown Gospel.
I saw it on social.
Just had to remind you guys. Guys, first of all, we hit 1,000 likes, but keep liking the video. We have over 2,000 people watching us on multiple platforms, so we appreciate you for being here. But Candy told no lies. She told no lies in that situation. I was like, well, you bring up a good point. And then she had to drop a receipt. I didn't realize that Candy had a gospel song that hit at the top of the charts. Okay. But you know what she wanted to do? She wanted to join on the bandwagon. And a lot of you said that you watched that Latasha video and she said nothing. Look, she said nothing. Here's the thing, Latasha. You got to start believing your own lies so that we can believe you. You got to start believing your own lies. That way we will start to believe you. Just saying. All right. All right. I've spoken a lot. I'm sure there's probably more that I will speak about, but let's get to some callers, guys. If you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. I have dropped the call link for the general audience as well, but if you're a member of the channel, I have dropped the link for you on the community tab. We're going to get to some callers. 2,200 people in the building, almost 2,300. Let's get to 1,200 likes, y'all. All right. And those of you watching on TikTok, keep tapping your screens. Let's get to 15,000 likes. Let's get to 15,000 likes there. All right. Let me do this. Let me move this, and okay. Let's move this over here. All right. Callers, I'm going to bring you up, and I am going to set a timer as well. Hold on. Just bring this closer. All right. In my opinions, backstage, we're going to bring her up first. In my opinion, hold on one second. Let me just turn this on. All right. You guys can hear me. And let me put the banner up. Okay. In my opinion, thoughts?
Hey, Kempire. How are you, love?
I'm well. How are you?
You know I'm blessed by the best and highly favored. Let me tell you something, Kempire. Baby, when I tell you, Tasha is pressed and upset, okay? She is really pressed and upset, okay? And let me tell you something. I'm telling you, all the prayers that she praying for this gospel album, it ain't gonna go nowhere than that ceiling, okay? I'm just telling you, it's not gonna go nowhere other than that ceiling. Because who gonna buy a gospel album from somebody who don't live their life upon God's will? You know, you just can't do that. Like I'm not associating myself with it. Oh, and side note, I do still have a VCR, a DVD player, and a record player, and I love listening to my new edition on my record player. Yes, the one with the rainbow on it.
Record players are back in.
So good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to get rid of my old stuff. I'm still going to get some new stuff, you know, but I'm not going to get rid of my old stuff. Because let me tell you something. The classics let you know where you came from and where you're going. But let me tell you something. You can find a Latasha in every Baptist and Methodist church around town, but you can't find Candy, just saying, because her voice is unique. Yeah. Okay, there's somebody that can do a run in every church you go to. You can go in a church and find somebody who can go, ooh. Okay, I'm so tired of you, baby. That same run you've been doing since the dang 90s. Okay, you need to let that go. Okay, that run played out. Kempire, you have a blessed day. You know, I already cooked this good dinner. I'm waiting.
Okay.
I'm waiting on you to come to Alabama.
I'm going to have to because I'm hungry.
Well, you have a blessed day. Everybody get those lights up. This is the Kempire, the king of pop, king of reality. Get him to his million, okay? Because we need him to go there, okay?
Thank you,
You
in my
have a
opinion.
blessed day. Stay prayed up. Stay blessed.
You too. Take care.
I love those dimples.
Thank you. Take care. That reminds me, Candy does shade because she was like, after she said what she said on her speak on it, she was just like, I don't talk about those tired runs that you always do. And a lot of you said that. A lot of you said that. And here's the thing, I had this thought to myself. Brandy does a lot of runs too. But Brandy's runs are so intricate, and this is part of the reason why they call her the vocal Bible. But Latasha, your runs are, you're a very talented singer. Like, there are other songs that she said, like The Softest Place on Earth sounds amazing on it. But when she tries to do those runs, it's like they're not running. They tripping. Not tripping. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. All right. Mo Reality, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Mo Reality?
Hell, I done forgot that I was called in. I was so tuned in. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yes, I was gonna mention that too. Latasha, she definitely oversings. And the difference between her runs and Brandy runs. Brandy's are well placed, and she builds. Tasha does not. She comes out the gate, and it's like where you don't have anywhere to go. So it's easy for people to get tired of it. I keep trying with her, but this last episode, I was just like, oh, she is a succubus. Like, you come in the room and you suck out all the energy. Like, it's just like, yes, why are you here? And the thing is, I think she's doing gospel. That doesn't even feel genuine. I think that's just a lane that's like, we could possibly succeed in. Because it doesn't feel genuine to me. It just feels like, let's try this.
That's a good point.
And as far as like Candy speaking, I think people come up with narratives about Candy because Candy really genuinely seems fair. And so people like to come up with these crazy narratives about her, the bully, the this, the that. And I'm like, you know what? The more y'all bring up Candy and the more y'all try to kick up dust on her name, the more I'm like, you know what? I think I might have to ride with Candy because she hasn't done anything, especially when she comes back with her clapbacks and her receipts. She's just very credible, and Tasha just looking more and more like a liar to me. I'm gonna sidebar real quick. Are you watching Queen's Court?
We talked about it on Tuesday Takeover last week.
Oh, I forgot. I think I was on that call. I'm sorry. There's a lot going on over here. It's really good. Anyway, yeah. So pray for Nashville. We had a horrible mass shooting at one of our schools this morning. Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it just happened today.
Oh my God. I'm sorry to hear that.
So far, I believe they're saying 6 or 7 lives. So yeah, a lot going on. But have a blessed day.
You too. Take care. Mo Reality. All right. Crystal, I'm going to bring you up. And shout out to Nashville. I did not, you can see I've been a bubble all day. I haven't checked the news, nothing. Crystal, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Crystal?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Happy Monday.
You too.
So I only had 2 points to make today. So the whole thing about everybody going after Candy's voice, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge Candy fan. I'm usually disagreeing with her, which is kind of weird. But no, everybody has different opinions. For the problem I have with people go after Candy is she kind of like makes a point and maybe we don't agree with it, but people's clapbacks I think are too deep when they go back at her. Clowning her voice when you are about to do a huge show with her voice in a week, Tamar, when you were begging on your last Xscape show that you had with Bravo or whatever network that was, for her to come and join you, because that's really what it was, is they were begging her to come back to the group to do the Xscape tour so they could go make these $1 million. It's kind of like messed up that you're now clowning her. I think it's just a cheap shot. I think it's something that you probably know she's been teased about or insecure about in some way. I feel like there's a deep-seated reason why they're saying about her. And calling her having a goat voice, like, why? How old is everybody? Like, that's just not necessary. Second point I wanted to make is, I kind of wish we could have got something with all the moms who were touring with Xscape. Like, can you imagine Mama Joyce, Tamika and Latasha's mom, and what's it called, mom? I feel like that was a moment.
I am the fifth member. How about that?
Sorry.
Because Mama Joyce, in that scenario, I think but with Latasha and Tamika's mom, could have been a moment.
A
Could have
messy
been,
moment.
because I think they could have set it up where they could potentially help the girls get back together, but then it would have got messy because they can't help each other. I think we missed a moment. I do. But other than that, I'm enjoying the show. I'm glad it's only like 6 episodes because I'm tired of talking about the same thing. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Crystal. Take care. All right. Excuse me, y'all. Let me go to the next caller. Tyler, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Tyler?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
First, I want to say this, Latasha, girl. You thought that going to gospel was going to be an easy success because typically when the whole R&B superstar, superstar, I use that loosely for her, but when the R&B, person goes over to gospel, they typically do well. That's just and it's not going to work for you. First of all, there's nothing authentic about you. That husband was trying his hardest to get you to go ahead and sign that contract as if they had 10 to 15,000 waiting on him. Because every time she was trying to say something sweet, he was like, "Yeah, sign." Like, "Yeah, sign." Like,
yeah, right.
But sign. Did you notice that?
Yes. The second time around watching, I was like, he seems real anxious for her to sign.
And
that one page.
The thing about speaking about Candy's voice, I have my opinion on it. But what I will say is, like Candy said, this is being so sincere. We're in the same group. I think that truly hurt her feelings. Like, we're in the same group. And furthermore, I was making millions over here on the Housewives. I didn't have to bring you girls and do no reality show with you all or anything. I could have came up with some other idea to give Bravo because they're always willing to give me spinoffs because they're successful. And I brought you from the trenches of the dirt from foreclosure where you had to steal people money and brought you up to help you out. And you have the nerve to talk about my voice. You didn't get your husband some shiner for their head. But other than that, I have nothing else to say. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler. Damn, I didn't expect the dragation. The other thing, this also reminds me of something else that Candy said. They wanted a second season of the Xscape Just Kicking It reality show. You remember the first one of Xscape coming together? And because they were averaging like 1.5 to 1.8 million viewers. And you could tell that people are watching this show right now. And Candy was like, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it exactly for what's happening now. So who knew? Who knew? Speak On It was good last night. I don't know if y'all watched it. She's not paying me to promote it, even though y'all think that she is. It's me. Oh. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Okay. All right. I'm going to bring up Alex next. What's going on, Alex?
Lord, I wasn't ready. Hey, Kempire.
You got colds?
How are you? I just put a chip in my mouth. I was not ready. Anyway, so how I feel about the situation is with Candy, Candy has that distinctive tone that you could tell when you hear Candy sing, you can tell that is Candy. No. You can tell. So I feel like she is needed for Xscape, even though she might not have the most amazing, spectacular voice known to humankind. She's needed for sure. Yeah. And I will say, Beyonce is definitely showing up. She is definitely showing up. She's a Virgo. You think she's not going to be showing up? She is showing up.
Control
She's
freak.
making sure everything is perfect. Lord, I have a problem with y'all Virgos. Anyway, so I also feel like on the Speak On It, Candy, you brought that energy for Tasha and Tamar. She brought some shady energy and I ate it up. And I need more of it. I need more of it. It's awesome. I loved Candy showing out. It was great. I loved it. And I also feel like someone brought up the Mama Gloria and Mama Joyce show. Mm-hmm. The amount of toxicity that would be on that show, I could not. I would be tuning out in 30 minutes. I would be out very quickly. I'm trying to think. I was going to bring something else, but I got a slow brain. I got to think. I need to think. What was it?
You got 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, Tamika. She, I love seeing her, do planning for the stage with Taj. Mm-hmm. That was really nice. I love seeing that because you could tell she really enjoyed it. She was having fun with it, and that was nice.
Yeah.
I feel like some members of groups get forgotten almost a little bit, and you never want that because everybody has They're there for a reason. Everybody's there for a reason. I've said it before. Everybody's there for a reason. So they need to be remembered for what they do. And obviously, Tamika is like being remembered more now, I feel like a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. I have been listening to Week every single day. I can't get it out of my brain.
Such a good song.
Cannot. I love it so much. All right. Thank you, Kempire.
Thanks, Alex.
Wait, before I go. You need to make Speak On It with zodiac signs on the members only lives. You need to do it because I have some opinions and I can't share them all here because we're talking about something else. I have some opinions.
I'll think about it.
I gotta read all y'all.
I'll think about it. Okay. Thanks, Alex. All right. Let me get to some more callers. So, okay, now we have our general audience callers. Oh no, we got some members back here. Oh, okay, hold on. Before we even get into that. So there was something else that Candy mentioned during her Speak On It that I can't remember now. I can't remember what it was. Oh, no, it wasn't her Speak On It. As I mentioned in my previous video talking about Latasha, we might get Pastor Randolph Scott, Tamika and Latasha Scott's father, on the show. That's what I got from the Juice interview that they had with him the other day. We might, but we don't know if it's going to be in the episode. So apparently he must have filmed. He has no relationship with Latasha. I don't know. All right. Let's get to some callers. All right, Tress, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Tress?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this under 2 minutes. I'm super nervous. It's been a while since I've called in. So, okay, 2 points. So I know that you got some HR background, right? So do I. So I just was thinking about this. So not that Rocky is credible or anything like that, but he called in on the Tasha Case show, and he said something about the checks and how they were mixed up and whatever the name of that company, I can't think of the name. Sound Exchange, and how they got the checks mixed up. And I was just in here thinking, I was like, how would they do that? Wouldn't they have had to have like socials or something like that? So the HR payroll in me was thinking like, how would that even happen? So I'm like, no. So that was my question on that. Also, he also mentioned something about having all this background in whatever he does, and Britney Spears, knowing all of them, being managers of
He worked for R. Kelly, enough said.
Yeah, Trey Songz, all them. And I'm thinking like, okay, so if you're doing all of this and making all of this money, why were you guys staying with your mother-in-law? So I'm just not understanding. Like, it's not making any sense to me. I don't get it. It's not making any sense. So anyway, maybe I'm deep diving too much. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about.
You bring up valid points.
I'm not understanding. So anyway. Well, those were just my 2 questions, my 2 points. But anyway, have a good evening.
You too. Take care.
All right.
Bye. I mean, that's the thing. Rocky did not convince me of anything. And when he was asked by Tasha K, whether or not he had, because she says she has multiple women that are saying that he had an affair with them. And it was very humana. He just denied his relationship with Unique, the woman that apparently has his baby. Okay. All right, Maya, I'm going to bring you up next. Let me get through these callers. What's going on, Maya?
Hey, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. This show has been a complete mess. It's to a point where I don't even know why they did the show, because there was no concert that followed. There was no tour. There was no nothing. Clearly, they didn't want to do the show. Tasha, she's trying to do her own thing. I don't think she wants to feel like she always needs to bow down to Candy, because, Candy's the one with all the relationships and the connections. And they're even doing the show because of Candy. It's on Bravo. So she's going to go and do her own, solo deal. And I feel like she's using the TV show to promote her music, to promote her album. And it's like they have deep-rooted issues. Like, this is not something that's going to be sorted out over 6 episodes. And now, especially now, like, it's gotten really, really bad. I don't think they'll ever reconcile. And I feel like shame on Tamika for selling out her sister, because at the end of the day, that is her blood. When all of this goes away, she's going to have to go back to her family. For Candy and Tiny, this is just a bag. This is just money. But that's, for them, it's deeper than that. And I've been enjoying the show, but I feel like they need a second season. We need to see this go all the way.
Oh.
We need to see this go all the way because SWV, they're about their money. They don't argue no more, at least not on camera. They're professional. They're just like, let's get to it. Let's make history. But clearly, Xscape is deeper than that, you know?
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Maya.
Thank you, Kempire.
Take
Have
care.
a good day.
Bye. All right. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, we're going to take a few more callers. And we already have over 22, almost 2,300 people watching on multiple platforms. Again, everything Kempire, from my social media to my merch to our podcast. We did have a podcast visual version of my conversation with Grace Report, the Vanderpump Rules 101. So be sure to check that out on our Kempire Radio YouTube channel. King's Guards, if we can post links to today's video that premiered, be sure to check that out after this live. We're going to bring up Shanisha next. What's going on, Shanisha?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I am good. So I ain't going to hold you long. I just got a couple points I'm going to make. But the first thing I wanted to say was I 100% agree with Candy saying she don't want to tour with Tasha no more. Because why? Why would you want to tour with someone who constantly tries to put you down and has this Beyonce complex, as if majority of the group's success vocally, I mean, it's really predicated on Candy's voice. So it's like, you know, why would you continue to want to do business with someone like that? And, you know, I really feel bad for Tamika because I feel like eventually Candy is going to decide to step away from the group. She doesn't need it, her or Tiny. And I feel like Tamika is really starting to come into her own and try to realize some things. And I feel bad that she won't be able to, you know, recover the benefits of the group financially. And I do disagree with the last caller a little bit, saying shame on Tamika for exposing her family. I think sometimes when you expose people on a higher level, you force them to really just take a look at some of their actions. The only other thing I'll say is I did not like Tamar coming for Candy's voice. I 100% agree with Candy. Her voice is distinctive. It's not for everybody, but she has a lot of success based on her voice. The song Tamar just put out, have you listened to it, Kempire?
I did.
What do you think?
She has not changed.
She has not, and I'm sure that single will go wood. No one's buying it. No one's buying it. That's all I wanted, though, Kempire. I really enjoy your show.
Thank you so much, Shanisha. Take care. Thanks for calling in.
See you.
Bye. You guys are shadier than me. I love it. 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 All right. Okay. Moving on. Brooklyn Star's backstage. We're going to bring her up. What's going on, Brooklyn Star?
Hey, Kempire. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay, so I just wanted to start off that I am a connoisseur of trashy novels, but I do not want to read any novel that has pastor, peen, church, religion. That's creep vibes. I don't want to, I really don't want to read anything about that. That's just like, the church is never associated with positive sexual anything, so I wouldn't want to read a story about that. It's kind of cringy.
She's trying to change that.
Yeah. Tamar, I knew Tamar was giving us a hood urban legend because the way she like narrate the story was like Todd was like Bishop from Juice, like he was just sinister. I wasn't believing anything about it. Todd is not scary, okay? Like I was whatever. But I got more tea out of Speak on It with Candy. Coco gets paid more than the other group members. That was like eye-opening for me. And I think what people don't realize is Xscape can go on with 3 people. It doesn't have to be Candy there, and it doesn't have to be Tasha there. Tasha's always worried about Candy, but she needs to be worried about her sister because her sister is the other powerhouse vocal that can carry on the show without her even being there. She's so worried about Candy, but she can literally be replaced. They can go on with Tamika. And I have a soft spot for Tamika. I just think she's been through so much being in that family. And it was just eye-opening to me that Coco gets paid more. Like, I thought that was like, wow. And they're not going to fight it. And I don't think SWV knows how to market their other ventures well. Yeah. I think they're stuck in a box and they're happy with that box, but I think they have more potential to do other things, but they don't market themselves well.
The business is not together.
Yeah, and I think both sides need to rehaul who they have on their team. They look like they just pulled people out of anywhere to do important jobs. And I think they really need to shut off the coin to get good people. But that's all.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem. Thank
Bye.
you.
All right. We're gonna get to some more callers, but I'm gonna address this. Lucky you, Kristen. Kristen says, Kempire, I really love you, but you kissing Candy behind, and I don't like it. Because whatever happened to not being biased? You wonder why people think you're on her payroll. Shaking my damn head.
Lies, the lies.
Just because I agree with someone doesn't make me biased. But you do realize that this is not CNN. I am not a journalist, unlike Portia or Tamar. Just the fact that I agree with Candy does not make me on her payroll. Does not make me, oh my God. But look, I've decided that at the end of the day, no matter what, because the Candy fans are gonna be like, oh, you hate Candy. What you doing in her chat? I can never win. So you know what? I'm not gonna care. This is my opinion. And if this is your very first time here, then you understand. I can go one day I'm riding with Candy in regards to what she's saying. Last week I wasn't riding with Candy with what she was saying. And that's not just to be to have a differing opinion. No, that's how I felt. I didn't leave my big corporate job to suck up to nobody. And it's not going to start here. I'm not going to suck up to y'all. And I'm not sucking up to Candy. I'm just giving you my opinion. And yes, my opinion, will be biased because it's an opinion. Sorry. I'm not yelling at you, Kristen. Or maybe a little bit. It's okay, Kristen. Very much like you said, I still love you too. All right. Moving along. Dr. Payne's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. What's going on, Dr. Payne?
Oh, Kempire, you don't want me on. Don't be picking on my Kempire, Kristen. People are multidimensional. I just followed Candy today, even though #Team Taurus, okay? Because I understand her wanting to make money and be about her business. I hate that people feel like a woman talking about money or business, oh, she's greedy. It makes me so sad. People have money blocks. They need to do something about that, okay? And I love that she said on Speak on It, catch a headline without my name. Oh, Kempire, that cut like a knife.
Yeah.
That was funny.
She was on fire last night.
What? Catch a headline without my name is so true. Tamar's a brat. She always comes with extra sauce, lettuce, and cheese. If your voice so good, why you not climbing the charts? It's that personality. Just like with any profession, the most skilled, I should say, the best A student, valedictorian, you name it, as your doctor, usually isn't the one with the packed clinic. Yeah, because they don't know how to communicate with people. I rest my case. You have a good day, Kempire.
You too, Dr. Payne. Take care. All right. Somebody else is about to reach out. Miss Esquire's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. Hold on. Let me just restart the timer. Hold on, Miss Esquire. What's going on, Miss Esquire?
Hi, Kempire.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, how are you?
I'm good. Today has been a very draining day. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I just picked in Nashville. My hearts go out to you. But this live has been such a balm to my soul today. Let me say this about Tamar. First of all, honey, there are distinctive vocalists and there are vocalists, and we get it. But we just saw a distinctive vocalist perform at the Super Bowl, and again, your songs are going triple plexiglass. So let's just not do that. As to Latasha and her handler, what I will say about this is the more they talk, the more I start tax evasion, because y'all took that girl's money and that is income to y'all. And if she paid taxes on it, great, because that's her income. But did you pay taxes on it? So I think y'all need to stop talking. You talking too much. You telling on yourself. And if I was Tamika, baby, I would be in somebody's office talking to them about y'all. The caller who said like, oh, she's going in on her family, I was like, baby, I don't understand. I don't think you understand how much she's saving her family, because she's really just telling like how it has affected her and what happened to her. But I would. The second thing is, you are absolutely correct. Rocky let that girl see the signature page of that contract and absolutely nothing else, baby. You have no idea what's in that contract, and it shows. but I don't think it matters because that gospel music is gonna go aluminum. So we ain't gonna worry about it. Now, here's the thing that people don't understand about Candy. And this is the thing I had to kind of sit with after we talked last week. Candy's business acumen is a trauma response to what she has experienced. Are not understanding that, then you are missing a part of the picture. Imagine going through what she has gone through with this group over all these years, starting as a teenager. You would be very strict, very aggressive, very harsh, and very regimented about your business as well. And I didn't even understand that until this episode. And it just like clicked in my head. I was like, you know what? This group and how they operate tells me everything I need to know about why Candy operates the way she does. And while I don't think it excuses fair, I absolutely think it explains it. Last thing I'm gonna say is this. I really hate that SWV is on this show with Xscape because they are actually a great girl group who is showing how you can do it as Black women and be very cordial, very collegial, be sisterly with each other. I agree they're not very ambitious, and I think their management reflects that. I don't think their management can guide them to more ambitious projects because I don't think they're ambitious, and management can't guide you to where you don't want to go. But that's what they're comfortable with. I just appreciate that they come towards the artistry with mutual respect for each other, and I wish we could see more of that instead of this drama with Xscape. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Take care. I mean, it's true. SWV, I know you're watching. Yeah, y'all gotta switch it up with the business side. I know you guys make good money. Maybe you don't want to. That's okay. But I think the business side of SWV needs some work. But so does the business of Xscape. And as Miss Esquire said, I do see why Candy might be reacting that she is when it comes to the business side of things. And look, and week to week, last week we didn't feel that way. This week we felt differently because look, this is America. Just saying. All right. And last but definitely not least, we're going to bring up KK. What's going on, Kay?
Hi.
Hey.
Kempire.
How are you?
Good. I'm just a regular civilian, not into all that stuff. I just watch you. I've been watching you since like 2021, so thank you.
Oh my God.
But what I wanted to say was, when I look at all your views and reality shows, for me, what I get from it is it's so relatable, even though I think some of the storylines may be fake or embellished. It is still relatable, especially with Latasha, her mom, her sister, the toxic relationships. I think it's things that we have all grown with, and it's why it affects us. And we argue about it, but I think what we're not really noticing is we are somewhat like her. In the sense that we have this blinded ignorance, or we have this blinded thought process. This is how we see it, and this is how it is. So Latasha, I understand, for me, she's delusional. But if we're looking at it based on her experiences, we might have to see how she sees it that way. And her mother is a very, very intricate part of why she sees things that way. So for me, sorry, I'm nervous.
No, it's okay.
For me, I get emotional, but then I do realize when you guys say, remember, it's a reality show, but the key word is reality. It's still a lot of people who's watching while we're commenting our reality. So even though we're sometimes saying it's a fake storyline is still relatable. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, KK, for calling in. And thank you for being a watcher since 2021. That was the beginning of the Kempire Daily channel.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye. All right. Shout out to everyone that called in. Shout out to everyone that sent in a super chat. Thank you, Jack, for the super chat. Jack says, let's not get Kempire's blood pressure. Please don't. Look, please don't. I got to go for my physical soon. and honestly, look, shout out to Kristen. Everyone's opinion is welcome here. Sometimes I see it. Sometimes I respond. Sometimes I do not. But I felt like you're saying something, so I have every right to respond. And you have every right to share your thoughts as long as you're respectful. And I do believe that you were respectful. I respectfully disagree. But that's okay. That is okay. All right. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to our Kings Guards. We could not do this without them. Thank you to everyone that became a member. Shout out to our members that have been members for like a year, a couple of months, 2 years, some of you. So thank you so much. If you would like to become a member, you can head on over to teamkempire.com/join. And for everything Kempire, head on over to TheKempire.com, my social media, our podcast, all of that. And shout out to all of you for making the Vanderpump Rules episode with Grace Report like our biggest yet. Like it was, you guys checked in for that podcast. But go and check out all the other stuff that's there as well, including a new conversation, I should say, with Lelee. So we had a really great conversation about pop culture, but also mental health. It was really, really good. So thank you. Go check that out. Don't forget to rate and review our podcast, Kempire Radio. And again, thank you to our Kings Guards. We could not do this without them. Let's get out of here with some music. And thank you to our sponsor, AG1. Here we go, by Athletic Greens. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Let's play some music. This video is sponsored by AG1 by Athletic Greens. So if you've been following the channel, I've told you in 2023, my focus has been on my nutrition and my health overall. There's so many stories that we cover in entertainment news, especially with people with fame and celebrity. Even with all the money in the world or all the fame in the world, if you do not have your health, then you have nothing. So I've been trying out AG1, this nutritional drink, for the last couple of weeks. And so far, I've really noticed a boost in my energy, a boost in my mental focus. And as you know, with everything that we're handling, the amount of different stories that we are covering, focus is important. And energy is even more important when we have a 2-hour live. You know, I get hungry. Well, this gives me the energy to pull through until I'm able to have my next meal. And by the way, when you tap the link in the description or in the comment section, you will get a year's supply of immune-supporting vitamin D3K2 and 5 travel packs free with your first purchase. And as you know, I love to travel. So for me, the fact that we have this option of a travel pack was perfection. But I know what you're thinking. Kempire, what does it taste like? Well, that was the most surprising thing to me. I was like, I don't know. And there's like this pineapple with a hint of vanilla flavoring to it. I wasn't sure. I had to I had to ask them, like, what is in this? Because it actually has a good flavor. Is it my favorite flavor? I'm going to be honest with you. It's not my favorite flavor, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I could definitely... Okay, look. So some of the important things that I was looking for in using AG1 was really for energy. As you know, I've been getting more involved in Pilates, making sure I'm eating the right things. And with a lot of colds going around, I needed something that was going to support my immune health as well. Look, ain't nobody going to be taking care of me if I get sick. And a lot of you are going to be missing my content if I get sick. So I'm making sure that you guys are going to get your content because I'm taking care of my health. And one of the ways that I take care of my health is with this nutritional drink, AG1 by Athletic Greens. When you tap the link in the description of this video, you will get access to a 1-year supply of their immune supporting vitamin D3K2 and 5 travel packs free with your first purchase. You can't put a price tag on your health. I keep telling you guys that. Thank you to AG1 by Athletic Greens for supporting the channel and supporting our health, and hopefully it will be supporting your health as well.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll ask you. Follow my lead.